Kia ora, good evening. Emergency services were kept busy in Bluff this morning after a boat hit a rock behind Bluff Hill just after 10, then taking on large amounts of water. The Capricorn 2 had 3 persons on board along with a fully prepared life raft and VHS radio, which was used to keep in touch with Bluff Marine Radio. The skipper managed to navigate the vessel to Bluff Harbour by motor, where excess water was pumped out with the help of the Bluff Fire Service and 2 other vessels. All 3 on board arrived safely on shore. New Zealanders will get their say on whether the flag should be changed, and if so, to what?
Cabinet has agreed on the details of the flag referendum, and every political party has been invited to take part in the process. Prime Minister John Key says the flag is the most important symbol for our national identity. He believes that this is the right time for New Zealanders to consider changing the design to one that better reflects our status as a modern independent nation. First suitable candidates for a flag consideration panel will be sought to consider new designs, followed by a referendum over the designs selected, scheduled for late next year, with another referendum in 2016 which will consider whether the change should be made or the current flag retained. Hunter Andrews, South Today News.
The Rugby Park issue is back on the Council's agenda and was discussed behind closed doors at yesterday's full meeting of the City Council. All City Councillors except Councillor Lindsay Abbott voted to keep the issue in public excluded session. The home of Southland Rugby is indebted to the tune of $1.5 million. $600,000 is owed to Rugby Southland, $150,000 to Pacific Dawn Limited and $750,000 to the Community Trust of Southland. Mayor Tim Shadbolt said in late March that ratepayers would have to decide if they want provincial rugby as part of their future or not. Mr Shadbolt's comment followed speculation that city ratepayers may have to step in and take on future financial responsibility for Rugby Park and the at least $600,000 debt that may come with it. Stadium Southland was packed with students and spectators today, there to enjoy the annual Ngā Southland Primary School's Kapa Haka competition. This year, 16 schools took part with over 3,000 crowd supporters. That's double the number when the event started 21 years ago. Today's performers offered plenty of synchronised delivery to catch the judges' eyes.
Well, they're probably looking for a bit of perfection, but nothing is perfect. But yes, they're judged on their role, their ability to perform, crowd pleasure. You have to please the crowd, you know, and you get the feedback with the haka tautoko, they look for skills in poi, in haka, the kaya.
And it's the message and lessons behind traditional Māori waiata that provide youngsters with the foundation of their Māori learning.
The knowledge of what they're singing, so things that have been passed down through generations, the Māori slight on everything going right. It's just telling a story about whakapapa and, tales, folklore, Māori lore,
So are some of those more traditional deliveries still happening in this competition?
Oh, yeah, there still are some really traditional, beautiful, there are.
Both modern and traditional songs were performed today, but it's the classics that capture the hearts of the older generation.
A lot of the older ones, you can tell how they enjoy it by the tears in their eyes and sometimes running down our cheeks, It's just beautiful.
How much time and rehearsal's gone into some of these performances today?
Oh, these kids have been practising for months and months. They've put hundreds of hours into their performances, and everyone is a winner.
Ngāpu Tangitangi has become an important event on the cultural calendar for the South.
People are so much more aware now because we have Polyfest, and then this runs on from Polyfest, so therefore they're getting that bulk of, And then halfway through the year, June, July, we have Pūtake Kōrero, and that's the speeches. and that's part of Putangi. So yeah, there's a lot of it going on.
With more schools taking part each year, it's likely the event will continue to grow. And for schools not already involved, there are tutors available. Margot Sutherland, South Today News. Still to come on the bulletin, free checkups for your furry friends at SIT, plus keeping the roads safe in the south. Welcome back. Southland residents have until next Monday to make a submission to Environment Southland about the proposed new air quality rules. The proposed air plan includes rules for home heating and outdoor burning and are required to help Southland meet the government's National Environmental Standards for Air Quality, or NES. The proposed rules are out for consultation until Monday, November 3rd. The exact form new rules will take won't be known until the end of that process. Anyone interested in submitting is encouraged to contact Environment Southland. With the Tour of Southland beginning this Sunday, Road Safety Southland, Cycling Southland, Sports Southland and the New Zealand Police are touring schools, sharing the road safety message with the region's young road users. 30 schools across the south will be receiving road safety visits. South Today News caught up with the roadshow at the Southern Institute of Technology's Childcare Centre.
At any age, kids need to know, and the earlier the better. And kids look at us, don't they, as first-time teachers and first-time teachers of road safety. So, you know, as parents and as members of the community, those messages are really, really important to them, yeah.
What are those key messages you're delivering to these guys?
To these guys, it's about if it's got wheels and you're riding it or pushing it, you need your helmet on and to keep yourself safe, yeah.
And, of course, share the road.
Right, of course that's a key message with the tour, has been for some time, and the whole program with Road Safety Southland, with Cycling Southland and Police is about a road safety message and keeping safe for traffic and the cyclists, yeah. And
great to have a competitor from the tour actually involved today.
Absolutely. When we've been to the other schools with the older kids, they like to see somebody that's riding, you know, and that they know will be in the tour. And he's, you know, role modelling best practice about being healthy, about being involved, and setting goals and meeting them by riding in the tour here. So there's a combination of, you know, Police, Sports Southland, their messages, and also the messages that Sports Southland would want to give about setting goals and meeting them, like riders like Grayson are doing.
I guess there's a big message for everyone else out there as well with the tour on, and every day it's really important to be conscious of sharing the road, isn't it, and thinking about cyclists and people on scooters.
Absolutely. We all use the roads and footpaths to get to where we want to go, and you know, we've got to be kind to each other out there, and we've got to look out for each other, and if we can do that, we'll all be much safer but still get to where we want to go. 5 key messages are about being safe on your bike, a location about where we're going to ride it, to be watchful, to be looking out, to be healthy, and to set goals. It's called, and the last one was called Eyes on the Prize. So that's what the 5 key messages we delivered with Globro, and the kids will look out for him on Sunday in the park for Riding with the Stars.
What is the program ongoing? I mean, it's great to be reminded of these things during the Tour of Southland, but what do the kids do as far as road safety goes?
Around here we have their bikes and trikes and scooters out every day, and they know that they have to have their helmets on and their shoes on and keep safe.
So they're
being mindful of each other, and
it's quite visible, and they're obviously now know about sharing the road.
Absolutely.
And the kids, there's a mention of a poster, there's a bit of a competition for them.
There is, and we won last year, so hopefully we'll be in again this year.
And with the tour starting next week, the kids look like they want to have a go and cheer everyone on.
Yes, we're going to go out to the roundabout on Tweed Street on Monday and go and catch some of the action and cheer them on.
There were plenty of people taking their cats and dogs in for warrant of furriness checks at the Southern Institute of Technology today. The Year 2 veterinary nurses diploma students are taking 2 days off to offer the free service, which focuses on small animals including cats, dogs and rabbits. Students run the event with the help of qualified vets at the Tay Street campus for 2 days.
We're getting the cats in, we're just giving them a head-to-toe check, just checking from one end to the other, looking for any abnormalities, if we think anything's a bit suspicious, we have a vet on site, because being nurses we can't diagnose or anything like that. Like the cat, we just had a look. We think it needs to get its mouth checked, just get a bit of a scale and a polish. But
What are some of the common problems that you're coming up against with cats?
with cats, I think dentals is quite a big one. Either overweight, we get quite a lot of overweight cats come in.
What kind of tips have you got for cat owners who have overweight cats that meow all the time to be food?
Nutrition, and don't give in to them, basically. As long as you're feeding them right and following the feeding guide and things like that, and you're feeding them a good quality diet, then they're just trying to be picky, and you're just going to have to ignore it, unfortunately.
Nutrition plays a big part for the dogs as well?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, having good nutrition for the dogs makes them, live longer, have a healthy, happy life. Yeah.
What sort of things are people asking you to check as they bring their dogs in today?
So we're just doing a general checking their heart rate, their breathing, checking for any lumps on their body, checking their nails, their eyes, ears, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I see some of them were getting a quick trim while they were here.
Yes, yep. So we can cut their nails for them. Some dogs don't like their nails being touched, so we can just do it quickly for them.
Just on that, what sort of risk do you run with these animals when you're treating them here?
Some can be, a wee bit aggressive and things like that. So we've got muzzles and things to support, our safety. Yeah.
Do you ever get caught out when you think it's going okay and suddenly the dog might turn?
Not yet, no, I haven't been, no, so it's, thank goodness.
What do you think's great about this clinic?
I think it's good for people to bring in their animals. Some animals haven't been to the vet clinic for years, so it's good to offer a free pet check, and then we can just refer them to their vet clinic.
Tonight on Sport, we speak to Highlanders General Manager Roger Clark about the newly named 2015 squad. That's after the weather next. From the news team, good night.